I saw this meme the other day and it got me thinking. The meme points out that some run for office using their given names while others are better known by their shortened or anglicized versions of their names. The meme concludes that Democrats are the ones obsessed with identity politics, but I think it actually reveals something much deeper. The question isn't whether identity politics exists or who's playing what. The question is, what kind of identity politics are we talking about? According to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, identity politics emerge from struggles against injustices. It's about reclaiming or highlighting identities that have been marginalized, erased, or stigmatized. Rather than accepting these negative stories told about your community, identity politics says, see me as I am. It demands recognition on the very basis for which people have historically been excluded. Political theorist Sonia Kirks argues that identity politics isn't about asking for respect in spite of your differences, as if those differences should be overlooked or dismissed or minimized. It's about demanding respect as different. In other words, don't accept me because you can pretend I'm just like you or I have some minor difference you can overlook. Accept me as I am with all of my history, all of my culture, all of my identity, and my given name. That distinction is powerful. Now, compare that to assimilation. Assimilation often asks people to minimize or erase parts of themselves in order to gain acceptance. Throughout American history, many immigrants and racialized communities changed their names, accents, language, hairstyles, cultural practices, because those differences could become barriers to opportunity. I'm not claiming that's why Nikki Haley or Bobby Jindal or Ted Cruz use the names they do today, but given many of the priorities of the right, we can guess their personal motivations. However, we should ask a broader question. What does it say about our society if people believe they'll be more accepted when they sound more familiar to the dominant culture? And this is why diversity, equity, inclusion matters. At its best, DEI isn't about dividing people and giving certain types of treatment that is unproductive or minimizes or erases equity. It's about creating workspaces, schools, communities where people don't have to erase parts of themselves to belong. It recognizes that our differences shouldn't be an obstacle to opportunity. DEI is about removing barriers and obstacles. Identity politics, in its original sense, seeks inclusion without erasure. Assimilation often seeks inclusion through erasure. Understanding that distinction helps us move beyond the political talking points and ask a more meaningful question. What kind of society are we trying to build? One where people belong because they become the same, or one where people belong because they are fully seen in all their differences? If these kinds of conversations are things you enjoy, I'd love to stay connected with you. I share stories about leadership, insights, and practical tips every 2 weeks in my newsletter. Just click the link in my bio and subscribe. And if you're looking to deepen your leadership practice, learn more about the Brave Space Leadership Conference happening this fall, we love to have you.